The scarlet dunes of Kepler 442b rolled without end beneath two blazing suns, their merciless glare carving sharp, broken shadows into the alien ground. Commander Lisa Voss lifted a clawed hand and adjusted her tactical visor. Her gaze locked on the heat traces pulsing across the display like fading sparks. 3 days. 3 full planetary rotations. And the human was still alive, still moving. "That's not possible," she muttered. Scaled fingers gliding over the floating, holographic controls. The Zephyrian hunting pack had pursued their target since the moment he'd escaped the wreckage of his downed vessel. Every projection, every biological model said the same thing. He should have collapsed within hours. Footsteps approached behind her. Crix, her forward scout, stopped a short distance away. His usual confident stride was gone. The rich blue of his skin had dulled to an unhealthy pallor. And his secondary eyes, the ones evolved to read thermal gradients, kept flicking toward the distant horizon as if expecting something to rise from it. "Commander," Crix said, his voice tight and unsteady. "The readings, they don't make sense." Lisa's mandibles clicked in annoyance, though a coil of unease tightened low in her gut. Zephyrians were feared across the galaxy for a reason. They were born to hunt, lungs built for sustained exertion, redundant organs for survival, bodies designed to pursue prey across continents without rest. In their long history, no quarry had ever escaped them. "Report," she ordered. Crix swallowed, his throat sacs pulsing. "The human James Chun, according to our files, has maintained a speed of 15 kilometers per standard hour for 72 consecutive hours. No rest periods. No water intake we can detect." He hesitated, and his course has changed. Lisa turned sharply. "Changed how?" "He's no longer fleeing directly away from us. For the last 6 hours he's been moving parallel to our position. Sometimes," Crix's eyes widened slightly, "sometimes it looks like he's looping back." A chill ran through Lisa's blood. In 20 years of tracking dangerous life forms across dozens of worlds, she knew one rule that never failed. Prey ran. Prey panicked. Prey exhausted itself. Prey did not plan. "That can't be," she said, though the words rang hollow even to her. "No organism can run for 3 days without collapse. Humans lack our endurance adaptations. Their circulatory systems are inefficient. Primitive." Crix stared at her, all 4 eyes fixed. And Lisa recognized the expression immediately. "Fear." "Commander," he said quietly, "I don't think he's running anymore." The sentence lingered in the superheated air like a curse. Lisa activated the long-range scanners, overriding safety limits and forcing the sensors to their maximum range. The visor flooded with data terrain maps, atmospheric flows, thermal signatures. 12 kilometers northeast, a single red point glided across the dunes with steady, unnatural consistency. The signature was wrong. Most fleeing creatures showed chaos in their heat patterns, bursts of panic, dips of fatigue. This signal burned evenly, relentlessly, controlled, deliberate. "Bring up footage from the crash site," Lisa said. The hologram shifted, replaying the aftermath of the Zephyrian strike. The human transport lay torn open, flames licking from multiple breaches in its hull. It had been meant to be an easy kill. Soft-bodied bipeds. No claws, no fangs, no enhanced senses. The recording showed James Chun dragging himself from the wreckage. One arm hung limp. Blood streamed down his face from a deep head wound. He looked up at the Zephyrian ships circling above him. He should have looked terrified. Instead, Lisa felt her instincts scream. "Zoom in," she whispered. "Enhance Sector 7. The image tightened on the human's face. His eyes weren't wide with fear. They were sharp, focused, measuring angles, counting ships, tracking movement. He wasn't begging fate. He was calculating. "He's not fleeing," Lisa breathed. "He's setting something up." At that moment, The communications array crackled to life. A human voice filled the channel, calm, steady, impossibly composed after 3 days of pursuit. "Commander Vos," the voice said easily. "I know you're listening." The entire hunting pack froze. How did he know her name? How had he accessed their encrypted frequency? "Your species is impressive," James continued, his breathing smooth, controlled. "The galaxy's ultimate hunters, relentless, unstoppable. But you hunt like pack animals, patterns, formations, hierarchies. Predictable ones." Crick's scales rippled toward camouflage tones without conscious thought. "A reflexive response to imminent death. Humans," James said, his voice taking on a patient, almost instructive quality, "are persistence hunters. We don't run because we're fast. We run because we don't stop. Our ancestors chased massive beasts across entire continents, hour after hour, until those creatures collapsed from exhaustion." Lisa's scanner shrieked with warning tones. The thermal signature vanished. "But here's what your intelligence missed," James went on, his voice sounding closer now, though that should have been impossible. "We didn't just hunt animals. We hunted each other for thousands of years. We understand predators. Because we are predators." The truth slammed into Lisa with the force of a plasma strike. The parallel movement. The looping paths. He hadn't been escaping. He had been shaping them. Herding them. Driving them toward a location he'd chosen. "The crash site," she whispered. "He's leading us back." "Exactly, Commander," James replied calmly. 3 days ago, you had numbers, air superiority, better technology. Now you're exhausted. Your pack is scattered. Your fuel is low. And you're standing exactly where I want you." Through her visor, Lisa saw movement along a ridge overlooking the wreckage. A lone figure stood against the burning alien sunset. James Chun looked impossibly steady after his endless run. In his hands was a weapon salvaged from the remains of his ship, human-made. "Unfamiliar, deadly. The thing about persistence hunting," James said, his voice sharpening into something that made Lisa's predatory instincts recoil, "is that it only ends when the prey stops running." There was a smile in his voice. "I stopped running an hour ago."